Hi, I'm Maya. I'm 32 years old, married for 6 years to a man I thought was perfect, and I'd just driven 3 hours to visit my Aunt Carol for her birthday party. I was still taking off my shoes in the entryway when she leaned close and whispered, "Maybe don't bring your husband next time." I froze, one foot still in my heel. What? Carol glanced toward the living room where my husband Derek was already chatting with my uncle. Just think about it, honey. Aunt Carol, what are you talking about? She squeezed my arm. Not here. Later. Then she plastered on a smile and walked away, leaving me standing there confused and worried. I found my cousin Jessica in the kitchen arranging appetizers. Hey, did something happen with Derek at a family thing? Aunt Carol just said something weird. Jessica's hands stopped moving. She looked at the doorway, then back at me. Maya, I don't know how to tell you this. Tell me what? Your husband has been texting my sister. Like, a lot. Inappropriate stuff. My stomach dropped. Rachel? Your married sister Rachel? Yeah. Jessica pulled out her phone. She showed me some of the messages last week. She was freaking out because he kept pushing even after she told him to stop. Look. She handed me her phone. The screenshots made my hands shake. Derek's contact name, his profile picture, messages from 3 months ago up to last week. You looked amazing at Thanksgiving. Couldn't stop thinking about you. Your husband doesn't appreciate what he has. I would. We should meet up. Just coffee. What's the harm? Rachel's responses were polite deflections at first, then firmer. Derek, this isn't appropriate. I'm married. You're married to my cousin. His reply, Maya doesn't need to know. She's always working anyway. Don't you get lonely too? There's like 50 more, Jessica said quietly. He started getting pushy, calling her, showing up at her work. Her work? He went to her work? Twice. She finally blocked him 3 days ago, but Maya, she's not the only one. I looked up sharply. What? Jessica bit her lip. Emily told me he tried the same thing with her at Christmas. And Mom said he made her uncomfortable at Dad's retirement party, kept complimenting her in this creepy way. Emily? Your little sister Emily? She's 23. I know. She didn't want to tell you because she thought maybe she was overreacting. But after Rachel told us what happened, the room felt like it was spinning. Who else knows? Most of the family. People have been talking about whether to tell you for weeks. We didn't want to hurt you, but also, we don't want him here anymore. I heard Derek's laugh from the living room. That easy, charming laugh that made everyone love him. Or so I thought. Show me everything, I said. Jessica hesitated. Are you sure? Once you see it all, you can't unsee it. I need to know the truth. All of it. Okay, let me text Rachel. She should be here for this conversation. The next morning, I was sitting in Rachel's living room. She'd printed out the entire message thread. 63 pages. I'm so sorry, Maya, Rachel said, tears in her eyes. I should have told you immediately, but I kept thinking maybe I was misreading it. Maybe he was just being friendly. Don't apologize. You did nothing wrong. I flipped through page after page. The messages got progressively more aggressive. He really showed up at your work? The first time he said he was in the neighborhood, bought me coffee. I thought it was a little weird, but not terrible. The second time, he waited by my car in the parking garage. Jesus, Rachel. I told him straight up that day, Derek, this needs to stop. I'm not interested. You're making me uncomfortable. And he said, I'm just being nice. Why are you making it weird? That's textbook gaslighting. Emily walked in with her phone. I pulled up my texts too. They're not as bad as Rachel's, but I read them. They were bad. Compliments that crossed lines. Suggestions to meet up alone. Questions about her relationship status, her plans, her schedule. When did these start? New Year's Eve. He'd been drinking, and I figured it was just drunk texts. But then they kept coming. Every few days, something new. Did you respond? At first, yeah, short answers. I was trying to be polite because you're married to him, you know? But then it got weirder and I just stopped answering. That's when he started calling, Jessica added. Show her your call log. Emily pulled it up. 17 missed calls over 2 weeks in January. I pulled out my laptop. I need to see our phone records, our bank statements. If he's done this with you two, there might be others. My Aunt Carol came in carrying tea. Your uncle and I talked last night. We're behind you 100%, whatever you decide to do. I'm going to confront him, but I need evidence of everything first. Jessica sat beside me. I work in HR. What he did, repeatedly contacting Rachel after she told him to stop, showing up at her workplace, that's harassment. Potentially stalking. He's a high school teacher, I said slowly. If he's doing this to family members, has he done it to anyone else? God, has he been inappropriate with students? The room went silent. Rachel spoke first. You need to check, for their sake. I spent the next 3 hours going through everything. Bank statements showed charges at restaurants I'd never been to, hotels in cities he claimed were work conferences. I called the school district and asked to speak with the HR director. Hi, this is Maya Chen. I'm Derek Chen's wife. I need to know if there have been any complaints filed against him. The woman on the phone hesitated. Mrs. Chen, I can't discuss personnel matters. I'm calling because I've discovered he's been harassing multiple family members, including showing up at a woman's workplace after she told him to stop. If there's even a chance he's been inappropriate with students or staff, you need to know. Can you hold, please? 5 minutes later, she came back. Mrs. Chen, can you come to the district office tomorrow morning? The superintendent will want to speak with you. My hands were shaking. Has there been something? Tomorrow at 9. Please bring any documentation you have. I hung up and looked at my cousins and aunt. There's more. There has to be more. Jessica pulled up Facebook on her laptop. Let's check. Do you know his password? I did. Same password for everything. I'd always teased him about it. We logged into his account and found a folder of saved messages. Women from his gym. Former students who'd graduated. A parent of one of his current students. Oh my God, I whispered. He's been doing this for years. I confronted Derek that night at home. I'd printed everything. Rachel's texts, Emily's texts, the Facebook messages, the bank statements. I laid them on the kitchen table in neat stacks. He walked in from work, all smiles. Hey, babe, how was your visit with... He stopped when he saw my face. What's wrong? Sit down, Derek. Maya, what's going on? Sit down. He sat, looking at the papers. I watched his face change as he recognized what they were. Let's start with Rachel. My cousin Rachel, married Rachel. Mother of 2 Rachel. Want to explain these? He flipped through the first few pages. Babe, these are just friendly messages. 53 messages telling her she's beautiful, that you can't stop thinking about her, that you should meet up behind our spouses' backs. That's friendly? You're taking them out of context. Then there's Emily, 23-year-old Emily, your wife's baby cousin. You're so mature for your age. I bet guys your age bore you. Sound familiar? His face went red. I was just being nice. Being nice? You showed up at Rachel's workplace twice. She told you to stop and you kept going. That's not nice, Derek. That's harassment. That's stalking. I never stalked anyone. Jesus, Maya, you're being crazy. Don't. My voice was ice. Don't you dare call me crazy. I found the Facebook messages too. Sarah from the gym. Melissa, who graduated 3 years ago. Jennifer, the parent of one of your current students. How many women have you done this to? He stood up. You had no right to go through my private messages. You had no right to harass my family, to chase after your former students, to proposition the mother of a kid you teach. Nothing happened. I never actually did anything. You pursued multiple women, repeatedly contacted them after they said no, showed up at Rachel's work, made my family so uncomfortable they didn't want you at gatherings anymore. You think that's nothing? They're overreacting. I called the school district today. That stopped him cold. You what? I told them everything. They want to meet with me tomorrow. Apparently, there have been complaints. Want to tell me about those? Maya, you can't. You'll ruin my career. You ruined your career. You did this. You harassed women, Derek. Multiple women, family members, former students. Parents of students? He moved toward me. Baby, please, I'm sorry. I made mistakes, okay? But I love you. I never actually cheated. I just liked the attention. It didn't mean anything. Get away from me. Maya, please. I said get away from me. You don't get to do this for years and then say sorry and expect forgiveness. It's not like I actually slept with anyone. Why are you making this such a big deal? Because you terrorized women. Because you made them feel unsafe. Because Rachel had to block you and Emily was scared to tell me, and God knows what you've done at work. He grabbed my arm. You're not going to that meeting tomorrow. I yanked away. Let go of me. I mean it, Maya. You go there. You ruin everything. Our life, my career, everything I've worked for. You already ruined it. Now let go! He grabbed me harder, fingers digging in. You're my wife. You're supposed to support me. I'm calling the police. Like hell you are. I shoved him hard. He stumbled back, face twisted with anger. And that's when my phone rang. Jessica checking on me. Derek saw me reach for it and grabbed my wrist, hard enough to hurt. Don't answer that! I screamed into the phone as I answered it. Jessica, call 911. He's hurting me. Derek let go immediately, backing away, but it was too late. Maya, I didn't mean I wasn't. Get out of my house, now! The police arrived within minutes. I showed them the red marks on my wrist, showed them the evidence I'd compiled. They took photos, took statements. Derek tried to explain it away. We were just arguing. Things got heated. But they arrested him anyway for domestic assault. The meeting at the school district the next day lasted 3 hours. The superintendent, the HR director, 2 lawyers, and a detective from the local police department specializing in sex crimes. Mrs. Chen, we've had 3 complaints filed against your husband in the past 2 years, the superintendent said. 2 from parents, 1 from a teaching assistant. All involved inappropriate comments or unwanted contact. Why was he still teaching? The complaints were difficult to substantiate. He was given warnings. We started documentation, but she sighed. With what you've brought us today, combined with the assault charge, we're terminating his employment immediately. The detective leaned forward. I need to ask, do you have any evidence of contact with current or former students of a sexual nature? I showed him the Facebook messages. The one from Melissa, graduated 3 years ago, now 21. Derek had been messaging her since she was 19. Want to get coffee and catch up? I always thought you were special. We'll need copies of everything. The HR director spoke up. Mrs. Chen, I want you to know, we take this seriously. We failed these women by not acting sooner. That stops now. What happens next? I asked. We're launching a full investigation. We'll be contacting every complaint filer, every parent, every staff member. If there are more victims, we'll find them. Over the next week, more women came forward. A former coworker, a woman from his running club. Each had similar stories. Persistent attention, messages that escalated, behavior that made them uncomfortable. Derek's lawyer tried to arrange a meeting. My client would like to apologize and discuss reconciliation. I met them in my lawyer's office. Derek looked terrible, unshaven, tired, desperate. Maya, please, he started. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. But we can work through this. Counseling, therapy, whatever you want. No. Just listen. No. There's no counseling that fixes what you did. No therapy that erases you harassing my family, pursuing former students, assaulting me in my own kitchen. I never meant to hurt anyone. But you did. Over and over. And when you got caught, you tried to stop me from reporting you. You physically hurt me to keep your secrets. His lawyer cleared her throat. Mrs. Chen is willing to drop the assault charges if we can reach an agreement. I'm not dropping anything, I said firmly. He's facing consequences for every single thing he did. Derek's face crumpled. Maya, I love you. I made mistakes, but I love you. Please don't do this. You don't get to say you love me. Love doesn't harass people. Love doesn't make women feel unsafe. Love doesn't leave bruises. I'm sorry. Your sorry means nothing. You had years to stop. Years to be a decent person. You didn't. Now you get to face what happens when your actions catch up with you. Please, just give me one more chance. I'll do anything. There are no more chances. Not from me. Not from anyone. His lawyer stood. I think we're done here. Wait, Derek said desperately. Maya, we had 6 good years. Doesn't that count for something? I looked at him, really looked at him, and felt nothing but disappointment. Those 6 years were a lie. You were doing this the whole time, and I was too trusting to see it. That's on you, not me. 6 months later, I was sitting in Rachel's backyard with Jessica, Emily, and Aunt Carol. The divorce was final. Derek had pleaded no contest to the assault charge. Mandatory counseling, restraining order, it's on his record forever. The school district had contacted every parent, and 2 more complaints had emerged. He'd never teach again. How are you doing? Rachel asked gently. Better. I got promoted at work. I'm looking at apartments downtown, and I don't have to wonder anymore what he's doing or who he's texting. Emily raised her glass. To Maya, for believing us, for standing up. To women supporting women, I added. To family, to knowing your worth. We clinked glasses as the sun set. I'd lost a husband, but I'd kept my integrity, my family, and myself. What would you do if you discovered your spouse was harassing people you love? How would you handle it? Drop your thoughts below, and if this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more true stories of standing up for yourself.